ASMR, and today I would like to cook with you. I would like to make some broccoli and Stilton soup because in the UK it is absolutely freezing and I love making soup and stews this time of year, so I thought I would bring you guys along. I might have to make some jump cuts where it gets a bit loud, but I've already boiled the kettle, and we'll just see how it goes. I might have to put a warning here, it might not all be ASMR, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've got my broccoli, my potatoes, a thickening agent, and then I've got this Stratford Blue cheese from Aldi. They do the best speciality cheese, I don't care what anyone says. Aldi is the best. So that's to add at the end, and it gets all creamy and just gives it such a lovely flavour. And I get blue cheese, it's not for everyone, but it's less strong in a soup and you can control how much you put in. So I'm just going to get my saucepan. What I tend to do is put a knob of butter in, get that sizzling, and then lob it all in, but I've actually got nowhere to put this, so I will just put it all in one pan, and it just when you're sweating it down, it goes all nice and like creamy with the butter anyway. So do the broccoli. Always be very careful when handling sharp knives. This is a Kitchen Devils. I've had this for years and I've sharpened it like once. It is they're the best. And you don't want it to be too thick, otherwise it will take a lot longer to cook. And also when you're blending it, it's harder to blend the bigger chunks, so just sort of one like that and off. So like that's a good size. So then when you're blending it, it's not going to get stuck or anything under the blades. Depending on what sort of blender you have, I've got both a hand blend, like a hand mixer, that you could just put in the pot, or you can use like the attachment for the food processor, the blending part, as well. Because my hand blender, the blades are tiny, so if you were going to use the hand blender, they would need to be like even smaller than these. But I just put it in my blender. And then I used to have gerbils, so I would cut this up and give that to them as a snack. Like, this would last them so long, it would go funny before I could even finish it, because my gerbils were so small. But unfortunately they passed away earlier this year, but yeah. I used to literally, vegetable, they would go crazy for broccoli. I'd want broccoli stem, and I'd give them like the smallest floret, like smaller than that, and then just hold it in their little paws and nibble it. It was the cutest thing ever. So put that to one side. So like with these chunks, you can kind of just keep going with them. Yeah, smaller. So that's the broccoli. I'm just going to clear the chopping board and then do the potato. Now I would normally just peel the potato over the bin, but for the purposes of this, I will just do it here as just a white potato from Aldi. And there's my peeler. If you haven't got one of these types of peelers, if you've got like the manual ones, seriously, this is a game changer. I could never get on with the manual ones. Well, this is manual, but you know the one where you sort of like do that. But this, you just pull it down. Done. So much easier. And you can keep the potato skins as like a snack. You can either dehydrate them in the air fryer, put some oil and some seasoning, and they're just like a little crispy snack, or just put them in your compost or your food bin. extract the fan off because it was so loud just for this segment. Yeah, that's cooking down. It'll be about another 15 minutes and it'll be ready to blend. Hey guys, I am back from blending the soup and cooking it all down. So I have it here. I tasted it, added seasoning. So good. So there's like more than enough for another portion in there, so that'll be good for lunch tomorrow. I'll let that go to refrigerate. So that's the soup. I'm also gonna butter some bread. These are ciabatta rolls from Aldi, and I have my utterly butterly. I don't know how well you can hear that, but we try. There we go. So I'll show you what it all looks like now all together. So this is the soup. I appreciate it's not the most aesthetically pleasing soup in the world, but it's so yummy. And I've got my bread, my 2 ciabatta rolls. Now don't judge me, I have not eaten anything today, so this is a lot of bread, but I love super bread. Yeah. And I go to the gym a lot, so I tend to eat more than like an average person. But there we go. That is my broccoli and Stilton soup. Perfect for these cozy winter days, nights, whatever. And then my ciabatta bread and butter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this cooking with me video. Let me know what else you want to see in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have an amazing week.